Statsproblems.com was used to create this tutorial, which can help us calculate a percentile of a score. Let's begin by selecting one of the 25 example problems. The question appears in the blue box. Consider the frequency table below. What is the percentile of a score of 91? Let's step through the solution by clicking on the Next Step button. In Step 1, we complete the table by calculating cumulative frequencies, cumulative percentages, and real limits. Let's see these values for the first interval of 48 to 57. The cumulative frequency for the first interval is always the same as the frequency of the first interval, which is 1. The total number of scores is the sum of all the frequencies, which is 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 5 plus 5, which works out to 16. The cumulative percent is 1 divided by the total number of scores, 16, times 100, which works out to 6.25%. The real limits are 47.5 to 57.5 because the interval starting value of 48 has a lower real limit of 47.5 and the interval ending value of 57 has an upper real limit of 57.5. Let's see these values for the second interval of 58 to 67. The cumulative frequency for the second interval is the cumulative frequency of the previous interval of 1, plus the frequency of the current interval of 3. 1 plus 3 is 4, so the cumulative frequency is 4. The cumulative percent is 4 divided by the total number of scores, 16, times 100, which works out to 25%. The real limits are 57.5 to 67.5 because the interval starting value of 58 has a lower real limit of 57.5 and the interval ending value of 67 has an upper real limit of 67.5. The rest of the table is filled in with the same procedure. In Step 2, let's find the interval that contains our score of 91. The interval of 88 to 97 contains our score of 91. The cumulative frequency for this interval is the cumulative frequency of the previous interval of 6, plus the frequency of the current interval of 5. 6 plus 5 is 11, so the cumulative frequency is 11. The cumulative percent is 11 divided by the total number of scores, 16, times 100, which works out to 68.75%. The real limits are 87.5 to 97.5 because the interval starting value of 88 has a lower real limit of 87.5 and the interval ending value of 97 has an upper real limit of 97.5. In Step 3, we determine the size of our interval in percentage. The interval percentage is the cumulative percentage of this interval, 68.75%. Minus the cumulative percentage of the next lowest interval, 37.5%. This works out to 68.75 minus 37.5, which is 31.25. In Step 4, we calculate the distance of our score from the lower real limit. Our score of 91 minus the lower real limit of 87.5 is 3.5. In Step 5, we calculate this distance in a percentage. 3.5 units equals 3.5 units divided by 10 units, the width of the interval, times 31.25%, which is the width of the interval in a percentage. This works out to 10.938%. Our score of 91 is 10.938% above the bottom of the interval. In Step 6, we calculate the percentile of the score. The percentile of the score is the percentage of the bottom of the interval, 37.5, plus the percentage of the score from the bottom of the interval, 10.938, which works out to 48.438. In addition to the 25 example problems, we can work step by step through an unlimited number of new problems using the Generate button. The Edit Data button can help us create problems with customized input. Instructors can use this function to create problems with complete solutions to use on exams, in class, or for homework. For printed output, we can print the question. Or we can print the question with the complete solution. The free website has statistical analyses in all of the most common areas in statistics. Statsproblems.com also has a mobile version so you can access the site from anywhere. For help with statistical concepts, helpmewithstats.com is a free website that has more than 70 tutorials, as videos, or as self-paced slideshows. In addition, helpmewithstats.com gives you free access to a comprehensive stats textbook with more than 685 review questions. Thanks for watching. If you find these resources valuable, please share statsproblems.com and helpmewithstats.com with your friends and instructors.